Hey everybody, welcome back to homerecordingmadeeasy.com and here on my YouTube channel. And in this video, we're going to pick up with our songwriting, song production series of videos here. If you didn't see the first video where we talked about laying down a guitar idea, a chord progression idea to a metronome, and then locking it in with Easy Drummer 3, to pick a nice drum beat to fit our chord progression idea, make sure you check the link in the description box below. You can go see last week's video, and I'm sure there'll be an image come up on the screen. In this video, because that video was so popular, and a lot of you said in the comment section that you wanted to see more videos like this, I thought we would just pick up right where we left off, and we would just continue on and show you what would I typically do next. So make sure you check the link in the description box below. So that's what we're going to do in this video. In this video, we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to take this basic idea, and we're going to arrange and flush out the entire song structure and show you how I do that with the arranger track and markers and some visual color coding and those kinds of things. That's what we're going to do in this video. And yeah, so make sure you like, share, subscribe. If this is your first time here, make sure you go to homerecordingmadeeasy.com. I have a free mixing course. It's right on the homepage. There's a big orange button that says download. Click that button. Download it today. It's absolutely free. It's my gift to you just for visiting homerecordingmadeeasy.com. And if you stick around till the end of the video, I'm going to give you something else for free. So stick around. So again, if you want to see more videos like this and you enjoy this second installment of my songwriting, song production idea series, whatever you want to call it, make sure you give me thumbs up and you leave comments below. The more interaction I get from you guys, the more that people that watch this video, that tells me that you want me to continue on with this stuff. But if we don't get any participation, we don't get any comments or anything like that, then I'm not going to continue to do these. I want to do videos that you guys really want to see. So now, having said that, here we are. So, quick recap. Last week, we went ahead, I took a 4-chord idea, 4 chords, and I said, let's map out, let's record those as a scratch track to get our idea down. So we recorded kind of an intro, a verse, and a chorus section, and then we locked it in and we auditioned some drum beats in our Easy Drummer 3 software. Okay, if you remember that last week. For people that don't remember it from last week, let's go ahead and let's give you a recap of what we came up with. So here's our little drum track that we picked, and let's take a quick listen to what we did last week. So here's what we kind of started with as an idea. Okay, so that was our basic idea. So now what do I do from here? Okay, so before I start recording more parts and putting more guitar parts on or doing anything, the next thing I want to do, or the next thing I like to do, and again, there's many ways to do this. And oh, by the way, some of you have asked me in the comments of the last video, would I show some different ways that we can use Easy Drummer to audition drum grooves, use things like Bandmate and those kinds of things. We'll do that in future videos. If you want to see a little bit more in-depth way and some different workflow ideas that you can use inside of Easy Drummer 3, again, leave comments below. And if there's enough of you that want that stuff, I will do that in other videos, just so we know. Okay, so what do we do from here? So the next thing I do is I like to kind of just map out literally on a piece of paper, which I have over here, you may not be able to see it, of a kind of a song arrangement idea, okay, before we even pick up another instrument. So, and we're going to use our arranger track to kind of visually help us with that. So let me show you. So we're going to click on the arranger track here, and we know that our first section of this song was basically the chorus chords. Again, all the chords are just E, G, D, and A. That's the whole darn song, right? Really sophisticated. So we're going to use 4 bars of kind of the chorus It's like a half chorus is our intro, right? So I'm going to click on the arranger track here, go to my paint tool, or it's number 5 on your keyboard for you following at home. And I'm just going to draw in the first 4 bars of our song right here. Boom. 2, 3, 4. There it is. So there's our intro, right? Then we did our next section was 8 bars of our verse, right? If we play this back, you'll see that the verse is going to start right on bar 13. Right there. So now I'm going to left click. I'm going to drag it out 8 bars. 5, 6, 7, 8. See how you have the little pop-up that tells you where the 8 bars are so you don't have to count them? Okay, there's our verse. Now after our verse, we did 8 bars of the chorus. So let's go ahead. Boom, it's actually 9 bars, I believe. It's 9 bars because I hold off on the A on the end, right? Again, sophistication. It's got to be intelligent music, right? This is not Steely Dan here, folks. This is going to be really simple for instruction purposes. Okay, so now, go back to our arrow tool. So now we have an intro, a verse, and a chorus. So what are we going to do from here? Well, I'm going to map out the song such as this. Kind of a standard arrangement, but you can do whatever you want. So let's say before we get into our second verse, we're going to kind of do a turnaround, or sometimes we'll call it a re-intro, or maybe we're going to replay that intro after the first chorus, before the second verse. So what do? Do I have to get out my guitar and replay that? Of course not. If we use the arranger track here in Studio One, all I need to do is select this, left click, highlight intro, hold down my option key, then left click and drag, and watch what happens. It not only takes the intro, but it takes my guitar part as well. So is that going to transition nicely? Let's see. If it goes from the chorus, well, how will that sound? I don't know. Let's see. Now, we don't have the drums there yet because we have to build it into Easy Drummer, but you get the idea, right? We're going to do that in a minute. So there's our intro. Now we're going to go from our intro back to another verse, maybe a second verse, another 8 bars. So again, let's select this with our mouse, hold down the option key, left click and drag. And now we have 8 bars of the verse coming out of the intro. Right? Pretty cool. Right? Now, again, remember, let me just say this so I don't forget. I am not suggesting that we're going to take this thing and we're just going to copy and paste everything as the final guitar track. No, no, no. You can do that. We're not going to do that. This is just to lay out the arrangement, right? We're going to go back in the next video and we're going to re-record at least the first guitar. We're going to play all the guitars from top to bottom. We're going to double and triple up guitars and I'm going to play them all in real time for you. We're not going to copy and paste. This is just to lay out the idea quickly. So now we have our second verse. Let's go to our chorus. Let's do a chorus section after that. Again, select it, hold down the option key, left click and drag. There we go. Now after that second chorus, I'm thinking I want to go into a solo section. Maybe the solo section or a little 4-bar solo is over the chorus chords. Doesn't have to be, but when we could change this, but for now let's do that. So let's hit a re-intro again. That's 4 bars. That's the chorus chords. Let's take this and let's drag it over. Then after our solo, maybe we're going to go to a bridge section of another 4, maybe a 4-bar bridge, something like that. And maybe in that bridge, we're going to change it up quite a bit, but for simplicity's sake, for laying out our arrangement, maybe I'm going to use 4 bars of the verse chords. We're going to play the verse chords in that bridge, but we may play them differently, but again, just as a placeholder. So again, I'm going to take this 8-bar verse, I'm going to drag it over, but now I'm going to shrink it up 4 bars. Okay, so maybe we're going to 4 bars. And then after that verse, maybe I'm going to go into the last chorus, or maybe into a pre-chorus and a chorus. So again, maybe the pre-chorus is another set of verse chords. So I'm going to take this, hold down my option. That's going to be kind of a pre-chorus, and then we're going to do 8 bars of chorus at the end. So let's take our chorus. And now we have 8 bars of chorus to the end. We have about a 3-minute and 20-second song, pretty standard song length. Now, next thing I'm going to do before we start building in all the drums, I'm going to go in, I'm going to rename these, I'm going to color code these arranger tracks. So our intro, if we were to select and we right click, you can change the name, you can also change the color. And I like to do this, and I have a color coding system I like to use. And the reason why I do this is so when I'm recording all the guitar parts, the keyboard parts, the bass parts later, I have a visual aid on the screen, kind of like the bouncing ball, so I can follow along as I'm recording. Even though this song is only 4 chords, you can't forget 4 chords. But the more complex the arrangement, the more this really helps. So I just do this as standard practice. So my intro, I'm going to double click in here, and I like to put how many bars it is. Okay, so intro is 4 bars. My verse, I'm going to change the color purple because I like that. And I'm going to say 8 bars. Okay. My chorus section, I like my choruses to be yellow. 8 bars, right? Now our reintro here, right, our reintro, four bars. Okay, verse 2, purple. Eight bars. Chorus. I'm going to show you a faster way to do this too. I did this a little out of order, but this works, 8 bars. And then we said after that second chorus, we're going to go into a solo section. So I'm going to left click my solo sections. I like to be red. 4 bars. And then after that solo section, we're going to go into a bridge. Well, we'll change it to green or orange. Four bars, right? Then we're going to do like kind of a pre-chorus section. So I'll change that to yellow. That's fine. Pre-chorus, 4 bars. And then lastly, our chorus section. Yellow, 8 bars. So now we have everything mapped out here. Now let me show you a little faster way so I don't have to color code and type out every single one. What I could have done, I did this in order just to show you the process. But what I could have done is I could have just done the intro, the verse, and the chorus the first time, and then I could have highlighted, held the Option key and dragged it over, and it would have been the same color, and it would have had the amount of bars and everything in there. So I only had to type these the first time, but I wanted to show you the process, right? So in other words, what does that mean? Let's say if I took the last chorus, held my Option key and dragged it, the arranger track would be identical with the color code and everything that I wanted. Makes sense for people that are paying attention at home saying, Dave, you could have done that a lot faster. I know that. But you guys always keep me on my toes. Okay, what's the next thing I do? Next thing I do, I'm going to use my marker track. I'm going to add markers at the beginning of these sections in case I need to jump around to them later. So I hit the letter Y on my keyboard. That's going to give me this. Okay. Hit the letter Y, double click, verse 1. The letter Y, double click, verse 2. And don't worry, we're going to get to the Easy Drummer in a second. Reintro. Oh, this is chorus 1, not verse 2. Chorus 1. Come on, guys, you got to keep me on my toes here. Verse 2. Okay. All I'm doing is hitting the letter Y on my keyboard. If you didn't want to do that and you wanted to do it with the mouse, you can just click the plus button here in Studio One. It'll work. This is going to be chorus 2. Solo. Bridge. Okay. Pre-chorus. That's what I'm kind of calling it. Don't know if that's how you would think of it, but that's how I think of it in my head. And then our chorus. Chorus 3. Save. So now I have all my marker tracks. Now we got to go to Easy Drummer and flush out the rest of our drum track. So I have all of my color codes. I have my guitar track that's kind of cut and pasted, basically copy and paste it throughout the whole song just to see how it works. Now I'm going to go into Easy Drummer and we have to finish our drum track here because we only have the first intro, verse, and chorus, right? So now we have, after this first chorus, we're going into a reintro, right? So we need to have the reintro. So the reintro is going to be the same thing as the intro. It's 4 bars. So we can do this one of two ways. Again, for now, to make it quick, all I'm going to do is take our chorus section, drag it down here, and it's 4 bars, and I'm going to shrink it up 4 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? Now from there, we're going to go into a verse, another 8 bars. Now we can just take the first verse, select it, use our option key, left click and drag. We can do that, no problem. However, maybe we want to change up the beat a little bit. Maybe we don't want the same drum beat from the first verse to the second verse. We can go back and edit it and re-edit it all later. But some of these things I like to do on the fly. Again, everybody's workflow is different. So if we go to our verse folder and our Slow Rock 75 song folder that we decided on in the last video, you need to go watch that to get caught up. We use this drum beat right here as our verse. Works perfectly. Maybe in the next verse, verse 2, I want to change it up. What does this one sound like? It's going to fit perfectly. So I'm going to take that and drop it here, just so we have something a little different, okay? Now, from there, we need to go from our second verse into our second chorus. So let's make sure that we have our reintro correct here. I want to make sure we got our reintro right. Oh, the reintro is a little bit longer. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3. I didn't do all 4 bars. Okay, so now we have that into our verse. Now we're going to go into our chorus, which is going to happen right here at bar 42. And what I'm going to do here is, again, maybe for our next chorus, we could just take our first chorus if we want. We can highlight, select, I should say, hold the option key, left click and drag. And here is our second chorus because it's 8 bars. Okay, now at the end of our second chorus, and again, if you're using the playhead in Studio One here, and you have the follow host button on, as we talked about in the last video, anywhere I put the playhead in Studio One, it's going to follow an easy drummer. So we want to, we had this and then we had a fill here at the end, right? So let's take this. Let's bring down the same drum fill. Again, we can change it later. No problem. We can change it later. Okay. So now bar 51 starts our solo. Maybe on our solo, we don't want to use the same chorus. Maybe we want to change it up. The main chorus section, the power hand is the crash cymbal. Maybe we want to do something on the ride cymbal here. Maybe something like this. So let's just take this. Again, because we're working inside of the Slow Rock 75 BPM song folder, like I talked about in last week's video, any of these grooves are going to fit together and we can edit them later. But again, I'm trying to flush out the idea and just making a couple of small decisions along the way. Let's take this. This is 8 bars, but our solo section is only 4 bars. And then it goes into a bridge for 4 bars. And then it goes into a pre-chorus for 4 bars. So we're going to take this, we're going to shrink this up 4 bars. Okay, next section is going to be the bridge at bar 55. Maybe that bridge section, I think, is going to be kind of a breakdown. So I'm not really sure what it's going to be, but for now, I'm just going to place the same exact groove here as a placeholder. So I'm just going to take this option, drag it 4 bars. And by the way, if you want to rename these parts here, like this is going to be a bridge section, if I select and right click and I come over to song part, bridge, and that'll also change the color. So again, we have color codes to signify the colors of the sections of the song. I like that. It helps me. So that's my bridge section. And then we're going to do that for 4 bars. And then we're going to go into a pre-chorus section. I'm just going to start right here. Right around there. Okay. How come that is not lined up perfectly on the grid? It should be. Oh, I see why. Okay, so I got that a little bit long here. It should be right at bar 59 is where it should be. Oops. Oh, what did I do here? Hold on, let me close Easy Drummer here. I'm selecting, holding the Shift key. Oh, come on. It's not what I wanted to do. There we go. I just wanted to drag it. Right. Okay, that's what we want. Okay. Let me just fix this because I was off one bar on some of this stuff. So let me just fix this and I can just move this over here. I think that'll be right. Is that going to be right? Is that going to be right? Let's see. Let's open this up again. I think that's going to be right. Okay, let's get back over here. We can always fix it if I was a little mistaken. Okay, we're over here at the bridge. That starts our bridge. There we go. Bar 59 is going to start our pre-chorus. Now again, it's going to be a pre-chorus into a chorus. So maybe I'm going to choose a pre-chorus groove, something like this. That'll work. Left click, drag down. That's 4 bars. Perfect. It's the same length as my parts. And then we're going to go into a chorus. So we're going to do our chorus, and our chorus will probably be, big ending. So we want it to have the most amount of energy. So I'm going to go back to my chorus folder. I know this is the one with the crash cymbals. Left click, boom, and there's our song, all mapped out, right? All mapped out. So now let's just try the transition from here, and then we'll listen from top to bottom here. Let's just see how this is going to work. Okay, so I got one extra chord in there we don't want. So let me come over here. Gonna move this out of the way. And that's where we want that to end. 63 is where we want that chorus to kick in. So we're just gonna shrink this up a little. Shrink that up a little. And then we're gonna take this and bring it in. Okay, there we go. So now we have a full drum beat here. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning here. Let's listen from top to bottom. Is this going to fit? Do all the drum parts fit? And again, we can change things later. We can edit things later. It's no big deal. We can add drum fills. We're just trying to map out the arrangement of the tune. Beginning to end, we have we're 20 seconds, about a 3-minute song, 3 minutes and 2 seconds, pretty standard. Here we go. So let's listen and let's just see, because we cut and pasted all of these arranger tracks and all the different guitar parts, how do they sound together? Does it sound like it's somewhat fits? Can we move on from here? I don't know. Let's see. Okay, so you see how that all fits pretty much perfectly. Again, we're going to replay all the guitars, the bridge section. I'm going to play something different, not really sure what it's going to be yet, but we have the arrangement of the song, and that's the most important thing. We have a basic drum pattern that we can play to, and we can flush out the rest of the ideas. Now I know what all the different sections of the song are. I know how many bars they're going to be. I know what the basic drum pattern and feel is going to be like, and we can tweak it as we build the song and we come up with more creative ideas. But now we have a foundation from which to build from. The only thing I want to do, and then we're going to end this video, is want to end the ending of this drum beat here. I'm not too thrilled with. Let's just listen here. Okay, I want to get rid of these notes on the end here. So it kind of ends with the chords. Get rid of that snare. So now let's just listen to how this kind of ends. I think there's an extra cymbal hit in here. There is. Let's get rid of that. Okay, we can end it like that. That's a perfectly acceptable ending. Maybe I would hang off on the A. Boom, ba-na-na-na, bow, bow. Maybe a hard stop. We could fix all that later, but this works, right? We got something that works here. So in the next video, what we're going to do from there is I'm going to show you how I use the chord chart and lay the chords in. So not only do I have it as a visual aid when I'm playing all the other instruments where all the chord changes are, even though this song is super simple, it's only 4 chords, but the idea is there. But then I'm also going to show you how you can take those chords. Once you lay them out on the chord chart, you can just drag the chords into a VST instrument. It will play back the chords for you if you don't know how to play keyboards or you're not really up to speed on your keyboard playing, which will be really cool. And then from there, we're probably going to re-record at least one guitar from top to bottom, replace this scratch track with something where it feels good and it locks perfectly into the drum beat, and I want to play a little bit more in the pocket, and then we're going to take it from there. So I want to thank so much for watching this video and continuing on with the song production series. Maybe you're following along and doing the same thing in Studio One and Easy Drummer with your song. Again, make sure in the comments below you let me know if you want me to continue on with these things, and let me know what other ideas and stuff of things you want to see, and I'll kind of take notes and show you different workflows as we move on through these types of videos. So your participation is super important if you want to see more videos like this. So thumbs up, comments below. Also, thanks for sticking around till the end of the video. So I said I wanted to give you something else for free if you're somebody who's new here. First thing I want you to do is go out to homerecordingmadeeasy.com, right? Get that free mixing course. It's right on the homepage. You can't miss it. Download it. It's $100. It's my gift to you just for visiting homerecordingmadeeasy.com. And if you take that course and then you want to see one of my other full-length training courses, I have everything from EQ to compression to mixing to mastering to recording, as well as some Studio One specific training courses, all the way from beginner, intermediate, all the way up through advanced. I want to give you a 25% discount on any training course on my website. Just use the coupon code YouTube25. That'll take off 25% at checkout. And until the next video, I've been Dave with homerecordingmadeeasy.com. Thanks so much for joining me today, everybody, and I'll see you in the next video.